Alright, I want to show you something here. I found this little picture. My daughter-in-law gonna do some paint this in her little painting class. But I found this little picture, and it's really cute. It's a little fox with a little baby on it and all that stuff. And I thought, you know what, this would be really nice to carve out of carve something out of. And so what I did is I simply took it and I went and photocopied it to a larger size, and I cut it out like this. Okay? Now I'm going to show you how we're going to do this and make this little piece by simply, so many of my ideas, I just see things like this and I think, well, this would be neat to carve or whatever. And so we're going to do that. Now this is 2-inch wood. Let me get my little, this is 2-inch wood. Actually it's 1 3/4. I'm sorry, it's not 2 inches, 1 3/4. And let me check that again. Yes, it's 1 3/4. And I'm sorry, I meant 1 3/4. All right, well, let me just put this down here like this. So we're gonna carve this out, and we're gonna have to do it in sort of a relief type carving. Plus, and I'll show you how we're gonna do that. Let me set this down. Now, what you're going to do is we are going to bring, first of all, we have to bring the head forward. So in order to bring the head forward, we have to cut away from this here. Okay? Now watch how we do that. Okay, now what we have to do is to outline the little bear, excuse me, the little fox, and we have to cut him out as well. So we're going to outline him like this, and we have to remove this inside in here and leave the little head. See what we're doing? We cut around the little bear. Okay, and we start taking the wood away from him as well, because we have to remove this inside body in order to bring the head forward, and also bring the little head forward for the little plus we also have to remove it to bring the tail forward. So basically we cut all this out, and to begin slowly removing. I'm out in the garage, so if you hear a car coming by or something, that's just, we have to very slowly begin to remove this area, the body area, back so that the head can come forward. Okay? Because the head comes forward from the body. I recently got several comments on some of my videos of how boring they were, you know, put people to sleep and stuff like that. But if these bore you, then you're just gonna have to don't watch them, because carving is slow, and it is not a fast thing. You know, the world today is in a race to do everything fast. And if that's the way you are, then you don't need to be carving. I'm going to tell you something. Carving is not for people who are in a hurry. Carving is for people who are willing to take the time to learn a talent and go with it. Most art is never fast. I mean, they do have artists who are fast, who draw fast and do things like that, but this is not that type of thing. And it's an instant satisfaction today, and that's not the way carving is. Okay, as we can see now, because we're going to have to cut this out and let the little head go forward as well, over the tail. So we'll work that out as we get to it. Okay, let's continue to take this okay. All right, now as you see, the head is protruding forward, okay? It's protruding forward. And of course, the head's going to have to also come back as well, as we have the ears here and stuff. But let's continue to take this back. First of all, take the body back. Carving is not, that's one thing I've told many young people that wanted to learn. There's been a lot of young people that have wanted to learn to carve, but it's just not fast enough for them. They've told me, you know, this is slow. Well, that's what carving is. Carving is not a fast thing. Whittling is not a fast thing. I mean, we can do it fast after so many years, but most of the time, carving is slow, and you just have to learn that. That's a part. Well, art in itself is most of the time, good art is slow. All right, now let's look at our piece real quick here. Okay. And we'll be cutting this as well, but let's continue to go back with the body. Because the face also has to get some form in it too. So the further we go back with the body, the more that we'll have to work on the face and to do things for the face and all this other stuff. Now, of course, as we look at the ears, they are all going to have to come back, and the face. You know, we can just I'll come up here and just cut the ears a little bit. They have to also come back. They're way too thick. So it's kind of just all right. Now, let's continue. Let's just continue with the body. Let's continue with the body. Okay? Taking it back. And continue, continue, continue. All right. Now, as we look at, you have to sort of look from the side of everything, okay? Now, let's also, as we work this, is the face comes forward, in other words. And we're going to bring this little head down, of course. We're going to go ahead and cut underneath the tail and begin to remove wood from the tail so that the little head of the baby can stick out, okay? This is almost like a little bit like relief carving, but it's not exactly relief carving, but it's very similar, okay? See? We begin to take the wood from the tail and move it back so that the little head can come forward, in other words. And what we're going to do, we're going to take and we're going to bring that, especially this area in here, we're going to bring that back. See how there's cuts that I make. There it goes. See? And this tail is going to be brought back this way. See? Because that's the way the tail is going to be. And we start bringing the tail down. In other words, we start bringing it giving it a little bit of shape. We start cutting in this area so that we can bring out the little head. And bring the head forward. It's all in just basically, and then the little tail is going to, of course, come more this way. And then cut all this in here. See? the tail will of course come this way, and then this will come this way, and we'll begin to slowly continue to remove pieces, or take it and continue to remove for the little head of because in the little head down here we're going to have to also just kind of cut this like this, and continue also to remove this. So do you see what we're doing here? Do you understand? We're going to, the tail will have to come down this way so that the little head, we can also design it for the ears and everything like that. It's same thing as what doing the body, bringing the body down makes this head come forward. Bringing the tail down makes this little head come forward. Okay? Okay, my time's up right now, but you can see what we've done here. You can see the factor of which we've brought this down, and from the side you can see it, and we're going to continue to bring down these areas to get them to fit the way that we want. Okay, we will continue with this. We'll clean that up right in there just a little bit. See, as we bring the tail down, that way we can make his little face in here, and as we bring the body down, then that is part of the that's part of the ears that we have here. And then we'll work out as we bring the body down some more, then the tail itself will also shine in this as well. Okay. All right.